Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but our clients are all over the U.S. They are from coast to coast, and you've heard this probably 1,000 times if you've joined me before, but immigration is a federal practice. It's so as long as your lawyer is in good standing in any of the U.S. states, your lawyer can represent people anywhere. So for immigration lawyers, we can represent you no matter where you're located in the U.S. So give us a call if you think you have an immigration question that we can help with. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm located, again, right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. And you can call our office to schedule a consultation at 703-348-1663. Great. So this is an opportunity for you to ask your immigration question. So what our firm practices and what I have experience with is literally all sorts of immigration cases. So we handle business immigration matters. We help companies sponsor H-1Bs, other visa types like O visas, and green cards as well. So we help with perm. If you're unfamiliar with it, you can even put that in here, and I'd be happy to go over that with you and what that process involves. But we help companies file all sorts of temporary visas like H-1Bs and also green cards as well. We help with family-based matters and humanitarian cases too. So if you have a question in any of those areas, as long as it's immigration related, I should be able to answer them for you here today. Just a heads up that everything we talk about here today is not privileged and confidential, right? So if you want to talk with us privately about your case and try to figure out all of your immigration options, feel free to reach out to me. Again, we're at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Go ahead and put your questions in, and I will be happy to answer them best as I can today. Hi, Umi. Hi, all good. Hi, Anjali. Hi, Raya Saeed. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody here today. I'm going to start off with a question that we're getting pretty often in terms of our current client base, something that comes up very often for us. So we have had some clients call us with the question of, they're in the middle of their green card process. So their spouse has already filed their green card for them, a marriage-based green card, right? So it's usually people that are married to a U.S. citizen or to a green card holder, and they file their marriage-based green cards, and their spouse is threatening to withdraw the green card application. So they're not getting along. The marriage isn't going as well as they would have hoped. They're having differences, and the spouse is threatening to withdraw that green card application. So what are they going to do? What are their options, essentially? Hi, Rosa. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. So what are their options? So they have options, right? So you're not stuck. You don't need to, stay stuck in a marriage that is not going well, that is abusive, that is hurtful to you. You don't have to put up with your spouse threatening to withdraw that green card application. So many people think that they do. Many people think that they do need to that they do need to have to stick through that difficult time in that marriage to be able to finally get that green card. So essentially, you don't, right? So you can still move forward. You can self-petition. So if your spouse is being abusive, if they're saying hurtful things, if they're threatening to have you deported, if they're trying to hold that green card over your head like a little dangling carrot, like that is all unfair and could be considered abusive. So if you're in that situation or you know somebody in that situation, let them know that they have options. So they can definitely call our office and we would be able to help them apply for their own green card, right? You can self-petition, essentially remove your spouse from that process. So you have to be married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. You can remove your spouse from that process and continue on your own to apply for your own green card. And it's still a marriage-based green card, and you could still do it on your own without involving your spouse. And what you get out of this is you get a work permit in 6 to 8 months after you file. You get travel authorization while your application is pending. And then in 2 to 2.5 years, you get your full green card. If you've already started the process, all of this might move faster for you. So call us, and if you know someone, you definitely start following us, or call our office. We also are on Facebook and on TikTok right now, so feel free to follow us on either of those platforms. And we're happy to answer questions, but if you would like a consultation about your specific case to kind of go through the timeline for you, we'd be happy to help. Our office is 703-348-1663. Rosa has a question. Rosa says, hello, it's me again. I have a question. Can you let me know about the U visa she's asking about? So U visas are for victims of crime. So there is a cap on them. There is a cap on U visas, on the number that are issued every year. So they can be kind of a long wait time to get them. So if you are eligible for a U visa, you might also be eligible for other types of visas. So let's say you were a victim of domestic violence. Let's say you were a victim of trafficking. So you might be eligible for other visa types as well. So you should call our office and see what you might be eligible for, because sometimes there are better options for you. There is a visa available faster, or a green card option available faster. So it's really important that you know your options before you decide to go with one. So U visas are for victims of crime. So you have to cooperate with the police. You have to be willing to cooperate with the police when they're investigating a crime. And it's based on that. It can lead to a green card and eventually citizenship. So it's a really great option for those that qualify. Give us a call yes, exactly, Rosa, that's right. It's to help law enforcement. So essentially, if you're a victim of a crime and you report that crime, and the police, basically where you've reported it, certify, that's called a U visa certification, certify that you've been helping with the investigation, that you're cooperating with them, that will help you get this U visa. But there's a cap on the number that are issued each year. So what you want to do is see if there are other visa types that you might be eligible for where there is no cap on the number, right? So then you won't have that long wait time, which are sometimes associated with U visas. Again, if you'd like to talk about what you're eligible for, you can call our office. We're at 703-348-1663. All right. Hi, Anjali. Let's see. Hi, Hitesh. Hi, Dhananjay. Hi, Tevis. Hi, Preeth. Hi, Jashan. All right, Dips. Hi, Dips. Hi, Anjana. Dips is saying, I filed June 17th of June. I submitted. So can you tell me how long will it take for my EAD to come? So for your EAD, normally it's taking between 6 months to 8 months after you apply. That's how long it takes for the employment authorization document to come in. That's kind of what we're seeing. So that's, with our family-based petitions, but most of the time it's taking between 6 months to 8 months. To be honest, actually, we're seeing a little bit faster as well. So some of them are coming within 4 months. So it's actually a really cool option. Once you file, it's been moving faster than it had been previously. If you think you're looking for a work permit, if you'd like to call our office and see how you might be eligible for a work permit, give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663. The thing to know about work permits, so a lot of people ask us, how do you get a work permit? How can I get a work permit, right? So if you've entered illegally, or if you've overstayed your visa, let's say you came on a tourist visa and you overstayed, there are options for you to get a work permit. So Hitesh is saying, I'm undocumented, married to a U.S. citizen. Yes, so we help a lot of people in this situation. This is sometimes one of our most common case types. So Hitesh, I'm going to go over it with you, and if you think you want to talk to us more about this option, give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663. So this is for people that are undocumented. If you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, it is possible to process that whole green card application right here in the U.S. So it doesn't matter if you had an illegal entry. It doesn't matter if you came in on, let's say, a tourist visa and it's expired, right? And you've been out of status for a long time. It doesn't matter if you've worked without authorization. You may still qualify. You may still qualify to apply for and process that whole green card right here in the United States. And you can do this without your spouse's help. You can do this on your own without involving your spouse if, let's say, your spouse is not willing to help you apply for that green card. So call our office. We can talk to you about what's involved. But once we file in six months to 8 months, you would get a work authorization. You would also get travel authorization, right? So once we file within 6 months to 8 months, you will get work authorization and you'll also get travel authorization. So, and then in between 2 to 2.5 years, you would receive your green card. And we walk you through the full process. So if you want to set up a consultation, call our office and we'd be happy to walk you through what that looks like for you. Okay, we're at 703-348-1663. Hitesh, if you think you qualify, or if you know somebody that do, please call our office because this is certainly a case that we work on very, very often. Hi, Kamala. Good morning. Good night, really, for us. It's about 9:30 p.m. for us on the East Coast. Hi, Rajul. Hi, Bobby. Another question that comes up for us is, Rosa says, thank you. You're welcome, Rosa. If you have another question, feel free to type it in there and we'll do our best. I'll do my best to answer it for you. Another question that comes up for us is people that, let's say, have an asylum application pending, right? So let's say they entered illegally. This is something that happens often. They entered illegally. They have an asylum application pending and they want to visit home. They haven't been home in a really long time and they wish they could just travel internationally. I mean, we all do with COVID. We all wish we could travel internationally, but some of our clients come to us and they wish they could travel internationally. They wish they could go home. They want to visit family, but they want to be able to come back in. So the problem with this, right? So the problem with this for many people is if you've entered illegally, you can't go in and out of the country necessarily. If you've entered illegally and you don't have authorization from the government, if you leave, you won't be able to re-enter for the most part, right? Or some people, let's say they were on a visa and it expired or they're out of status and they're accruing all these days of unlawful presence, right? So if you have been unlawfully present in the U.S. for anywhere between 6 months to 1 year, you're barred from re-entry for 3 years. If you've been unlawfully present for over 1 year, you're barred from re-entry for 10 years. So a lot of people that are out of status or that have, let's say they have an asylum pending for they have an asylum application pending, they're out of status. Otherwise, they want to visit home and they're not able to do that. So for people that are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, we are able to help. If they qualify, we are able to help with that. And within 6 months to 8 months of us filing this application, they're able to get travel authorization and perhaps travel home. So again, everybody's situation is different. So call our office. We are able to do this for many people that qualify. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, we may be able to help you apply for the green card, which would also get you travel authorization between 6 months to 8 months after we apply. So call our office if you think that this might help you. Let's see. Hi, Atish. Hi, Mirali. Hi, Obi. Hi, Jessing. Let's see. Hi, Jeshen. All right, great. And then I have one last question. So if you have other questions, feel free to type them in here. Hi, Rohit. Nice to see you. The other question is, some people have been married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and they're now separated or they are divorced. What can they do? They're wondering what can they do. So here's the rule for people that are separate, that were married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and they really just aren't able. They don't know what to do. They thought that now that they're separated and they're no longer with their U.S. citizen or their green card holder spouse, they're trying to figure out what other way can I get a green card? Or maybe they think they can't get a green card at all. right? So if you're separated or divorced, first, okay, let's go with separated. Let me talk about if you're separated from a US citizen or a green card holder. So if you're separated from a US citizen or a green card holder and you're not technically divorced, let's say you live together for, a certain period of time, there's actually no length of time requirement for how long you live together. So let's say you live together for either a short time or a long time. Let's say you have kids or whatnot, or even if you don't have kids, but you're separated but not divorced, you can still apply for a green card. So if you're separated from your spouse and not technically divorced, if you live together at some point, you might still qualify to be able to apply for and receive your green card. So once you apply, in 6 months to 8 months, you'll receive work authorization and you'll receive travel authorization. And in 2 to 2.5 years, you will receive your green card. So if you are separated or you're thinking about separating and you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder, you would still be eligible to apply for and receive your green card. So call our office and we'll walk you through the process and we'll talk to you about eligibility. We're at 703-348-1663. Yancy is asking, hello, I'm married to a US citizen. I'm 19 years old. My husband is 20. I came to the US at 6 years old. If I was to apply, would I have to leave the country? Yancy, so there are different ways to qualify for a marriage-based green card. So we have been using a self-petition method for people that qualify, that you would not have to leave the United States. So Yancy, I'm not sure how you entered the US, right? There's different ways of doing this. So if you entered the US, let's say on a tourist visa or some other kind of visa, your husband can sponsor you. Your US citizen husband can sponsor you, and you can apply for a green card that way. So essentially you would file the application, and there's a lot of documents. So we just did one that's about 500 pages. So this is a traditional marriage-based green card process. If you entered with some kind of a visa and you came through a valid port of entry, meaning like through an airport where you showed your visa to the Border Patrol. All right, Yancy, I'll talk about that in a second. Let's say you showed your visa to the Border Patrol, your husband can sponsor you even if your status expired, right? If you have a US citizen husband, even if your status expired, your husband can sponsor you. There's just a number of different documents and supporting materials that would have to go with that. You'd have to, show that your marriage was not just for immigration purposes, that you were validly married. You'd essentially, need to show that. And then all of the supporting documents that your husband can financially support you. And right now we have to also show that you're not likely to become a public charge if your green card was approved, right? Public charge, meaning you're not going to take government funds if your green card was approved. That was a new rule that was introduced by the Trump administration. And we're hoping, fingers crossed, that it might go away sometime soon. But it hasn't gone away yet, and I'll keep you posted. So Yancy is saying she entered illegally, and she's married to a U.S. citizen husband who is 20 years old, and she was 6 when she came to the U.S. So because you were 6, Yancy, there may be some ways to claim that you didn't know. But the other way is, even if you entered illegally, we could still help you, help your husband, essentially help you gain a green card, apply for and receive a green card through your husband being a U.S. citizen. So we can use a self-petition method if you qualify. Call us. So what would happen is, once we apply, you would receive work authorization and travel authorization within 6 to 8 months, and you would receive a green card in 2 to 2.5 years. So if you think even if you entered illegally, it doesn't matter. So in this self-petition method, it doesn't matter how you entered. So it doesn't matter if you entered legally and you're out of status, and it doesn't matter if you entered illegally. So we may still be able to help you. So I would recommend that you call our office and schedule a consultation so we can walk you through that process and see if we can get you that work permit and that green card. So call our office and we'd be happy to help you with that. We're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Parbath. How are you? Thank you for joining. All right, let's see. Prasada says she came on a B2 visa and expired. I'm a derivative asylee married to a green card holder. Great, great. If you're married to a green card holder, again, we can use this process, right? Yes, Prabhat, feel free to type your question in, okay? You're welcome, Yancy. I hope to hear from you. I hope we can help you with getting that work permit and ultimately the green card. We help a lot of people in your situation. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, even if you entered illegally, we might be able to help you apply for and receive a work permit and a green card without having to leave the country. Okay, Prezada, again, let me read that question again. I got a little distracted here. Prezada is saying, I came to the U.S. on a B2 visa, which expired, and I'm a derivative asylee married to a green card holder. Okay, great. Again, it's that same process that we're talking about here, right? It's a self-petition method. So even let's say, Prezada, let's say your green card holder spouse does not want to help you with that green card, right? Maybe they say, no, I don't want to help you, or maybe it's a way to control you, or maybe, maybe they're not willing to help you, right? So you can call our office. We can help you. It can be a self-petition. It can be a self-petition if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder like Prezada. We can help you self-petition for that green card. We've helped many people in this situation. She came in with a visa and it expired, right? So, there are other ways to apply as well, but we can do this where you can process the entire thing right here in the US. So if you want to call our office, what we would do it takes us about 1 to 2 weeks to file the application. Once the application is filed, within 6 months to 8 months, you would receive work authorization and you'd receive travel authorization. And then within 2 to 2.5 years, you would have your green card interview and receive your green card. Again, with our firm, we walk you through the whole process during the consultation, just step by step. And then if you decide to hire us, we would help you through the entire case and even come with you to the interview until you get that green card. So call our office, and if you think that we can help you, we're at 703-348-1663. All right, Prabhat is saying, one of my friends came to the U.S. on a B1, B2 visa in 2010. Okay, great. I would need to talk to them to see what they might be eligible for, right? If you came in 2010, you might have had different experiences. Maybe they're married. There are different ways that they may be able to receive a green card if that's what they're looking for. Again, we're at 703-348-1663. Great, Prezada. Prezada says, thank you. I will reach out to your office. I look forward to hearing from you. Great, Prabhat. If your friend has kids born in the U.S., depending on how old they are, they may be able to sponsor him. And certainly, if the laws remain the same, they will be able to sponsor him when they're older, when they're 21. But I'm not sure what their age is right now. Okay. All right. Someone is saying, what are your thoughts on remarrying during an I-751 waiver processing? My thoughts are that you should not remarry while that is being processed. All right. Please tell me how many questions are on the citizenship test. So it depends on when you apply for citizenship. So the rules changed in early December. I don't remember the exact date. If you filed your application after December 2020, I can't remember the exact date, but it is on the USCIS website. You have more questions. So you have a larger pool of questions and you have a larger number of questions at the test. So otherwise, I think it's a pool of 100. If you filed before December 2020, it's about 100 questions. And you have to get 10 correct, or 6 out of 10 correct. Sorry. And then I think now it's 12 out of 20, and I think you have 128 questions, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. The rules changed at some point in December, but everything is laid out clearly on the USCIS website. They even have links to practice questions, so you should prepare. If you would like our help with your citizenship application, we help clients with them. We even come to the interview with you if you think you need that. Call our office. We're at 703-348-1663. All right. I think let's see, Gokari says, I think I just answered your question, Gokari, about remarrying with the I-751 waiver processing. All right. All right. I think that is it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you soon. If you'd like to reach out to us to schedule a consultation, we're at 703-348-1663, and I hope to talk with some of you soon. All right. Bye. Thank you.